Hey guys, what is happening? I wanted you to actually be able to see what I'm doing in the actual chart as we go along and talk through this little harmony section. So if you could see behind me, this is ultimateguitar.com. So for those of you guys who do not have access to Planning Center, pardon me, I have a crazy cold. But a lot of you guys I know have access to Planning Center, so you can transpose there, you can print charts and different things. But this is a great site that we use a lot of times for people who might not have access to that. So it's just honestly the first Google search that you search. If you search Reckless Love chords, this will probably be the first one that comes up for you. So I wanted you to look through this different roadmap with me where you can see the verses and choruses and things. But I also want to highlight two little things from this site that if you would like to, you can go to the bottom and where you see it says print, you can push print and then it'll give you some options to print it out so you can actually have this for you. You can make notes and things like that. Also, one other thing that I love down here is where it says transpose. If this song is not in your key, you can bring it down by pushing the -1, or you can make it higher by pushing +1, and you can keep going up, 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 or down, down, down until you find it in the key that you need. So those are just a few things about this site that I like, but I wanted to look at it with you so that you can get a feel for where I'm at as I'm talking through this roadmap. Okay, so as I was talking about harmonies, this song follows the pretty typical standard way of going road mapping a song. So you have your first verse, right? Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. And that first verse they're going to use to introduce the melody, okay? So you're going to just have that really simple, that whole first verse just to get used to it. You'll probably have one vocalist singing that part. I wouldn't suggest adding harmonies in that section yet. And a lot of times it's up to you, but I would even just leave that first chorus too pretty sparse so you have somewhere to go and somewhere to grow. You don't want to give it all away at that very first part. So then as you get to the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God, and then you're just leaving that nice and simple, play the whole chorus all the way out through without any harmony. Oh, chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Okay, so that whole first chorus, you're just singing it through nice and simple for the melody. For those of you who don't know what I want you to sing it, so you can kind of get an idea of how this is building and how it's feeling. But then once you enter into that verse 2, a lot of times this is where I would start to build the song. As you're thinking through your roadmap, you're thinking through the words of the song, right? It's getting more intense as you go. It's all working up to this one build, which for me, I think the end of this song, that last chorus, is where I want it to build to. For you, it might be different. You might want to build that bridge, and you're building from that second verse to chorus 2, and then into the bridge and build, build, build. And at the end of the bridge, that's where you want to bring it back down. That's up to you. But again, make sure before you even get into it that you kind of know where you're going and what you're trying to do. Okay, so when you get to that verse 2, after you've sung all the way through the very first verse at the very top, in that chorus, you're going to be at verse 2, when I was your foe. And that's where I would start adding a harmony, something along the lines of, when I was your foe, still your love fought for me. And again, you can do it the third, or you can do the fifth. You can do however you want. If you have 3 vocalists or 4 vocalists, I would normally start with 1 extra vocalist in the second verse. And then as you go to that chorus, maybe add those extra vocals. But a lot of times I save all that full vocal sound until the bridge or to that last chorus. So you have 1 other vocalist in verse 2 if you choose, or if you have the other one, you can have a third person singing the 5th or the 3rd, whichever one you want. And then as you go to that next chorus, I would also keep those harmonies going on. Either if you've had the second vocalist in verse 2, keep that second vocalist. If you'd like to add a third one there, go ahead. If you have something like 6 vocalists, a lot of times what I would do is I would start to double up the melody, especially so that the church can follow along if you're leading worship, or if you're actually playing out and you're playing a live show, you're playing your original music, so people can still hear the melody of your song if you have that many vocalists. Like if you were in a gospel choir or other things like that, sometimes you have even more, 20 people singing, but that would be more of a choir arrangement. Oh, look at this. So let's keep this going. Okay, so keeping going, let's go down to the bridge. Say you've just gone through that second verse and that chorus. Now you're going down to the bridge and you're going to play through the bridge. You have a choice. Again, you can play it 2 times through, 3 times through, depending on how you want to bridge it. How you want to build it. What I do is I start it nice and soft. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, you're coming after me. So I would normally do that with 1 vocalist. And I would start to build it still, but only 1 vocalist. There's no wall you won't kick down, and no lie you won't tear down. You're coming after me. Now, as it gets to the second repeat, you want to add another vocalist in. Start to layer it up, okay? I would probably only have one vocalist out, either doing the third or the fifth. For the next part. No shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, you're coming after me. One more time through that, but that only one of the vocalists. No, you won't kick down, lie, you won't tear down, coming after me. And what I would do, but again, up to you, I would do one more repeat with everybody. No matter how many vocalists you have, just build it, build it, build it. Because for me, like I said earlier, I want that last chorus to be the peak of all of it. So when you get to that final chorus, I want everybody in. I want it to be the biggest. Just the whole theme of this song for me is that overwhelming, never-ending love of God. After you go to the bridge and you say, there's nothing that's going to stop you, it's the last chorus that really drives it home that says, yes, it's that love of God. So that's, for me, where I want this song to go. As if you are a worship leader or you're leading a band or other things, think through your roadmap. Where do you want your song to go? Is it going to be building to that last chorus, or are you just going to stop it after the bridge and then do a really quiet, oh, the overwhelming, whatever that would be, at that little quiet part? Would you rather have it sweet and more like thinking through and more reflective? Again, up to you. But those harmonies are going to make a huge part in that. So for this, I wanted to just walk through a chart with you so you could see what that looks like. And if you have questions, let me know. But enjoy that time to just sit and think it through before you can sit in a practice with vocalists, so you know a little bit where you're going, you know your ideas. You can always change it after that. But when you're sitting down at first, if you're sitting down in a practice and you don't have an idea where you're going, it can really draw out a practice, and it can have people walking blindly through it, and it can really get kind of messy quick. So think that through, think through your roadmap, think it through the words of what you're trying to say, and then add the harmony as the sprinkling and as that extra coloring. So yeah, enjoy.